Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video and the finale of my Mick Schumacher Career Mode, and one of the last videos I'll make on the F1 2017 game. Certainly one of the last ones in terms of the Career Mode side of things. We still have some Strat to Glory races to get through, but it's been a good journey. I've loved this game, it's been very good to me, and ultimately it all culminates Career Mode wise at this very race. It's been a very good season, and we've had some incredible races, 16 incredible races, and round 17, the last race of the season here at Abu Dhabi. If you guys did miss any of the episodes, there's a full playlist link down below in the description for you guys to go check out. And you know, if you did miss out on how the season got to this point, then do check it out. It's been a very good season, lots of ups and downs, lots of good races as well, and overall very enjoyable season. And we arrive here at Abu Dhabi and things are looking close in the championship. Now realistically speaking, Alonso comes here as the favourite. The battle is between myself, Mick Schumacher, and Fernando Alonso, the two-time world champion, who literally yesterday announced he's retiring from Formula 1, and he's on the brink of winning a third championship in this series. Now, the permutation and the situation is simple. The gap, I believe, is 4 or 5 points, if I remember correctly, so essentially it's going to be a battle of winning the race. Whoever wins the race is going to, obviously, from first to second place, it's a 7-point difference. So realistically, you want to try and win the race. If you do win it, then you're going to gain maximum points. However, having said that, Alonso has been extremely fast all weekend around this circuit, and we've looked decent in the Sauber car. Mick's been pretty good. However, he's not been as good as Alonso, and it's looking a bit similar to the last few races where Mick is probably going to qualify on the cusp of the top 10, but then eventually in race pace, he can probably turn it around. Even then, tyre wear is a big issue around here as well. The Sauber does go through its tyres a little bit more than other cars do, so that's going to be a big factor to take into account. And you know, that Porsche is pretty damn good on its tyres. So as you can see, currently the lap as it stands, Mick's been sort of fluctuating between 10th and 13th place, give or take, so it's all sort of switching around at the moment. But then a little lock up there, just putting Mick Schumacher offline and costing him a bit of time, dropping down to P12 as we now go through the final couple of corners, now back to P11. Can Mick get inside the top 10? It looks like he might, or maybe not. It's P11 up to the line. Does he get it? Not quite. It's actually P12. He loses the place on the line there. So the same place where he qualified in the last race, Mick Schumacher P12. Alonso bags pole position, and it wasn't even close. Alonso bags pole by a comfortable 1.5 tenths of a second ahead of Sebastian Vettel in the Ferrari on the front row of the grid. Then we have Daniel Ricciardo P3 in the first of the McLarens. Very good qualifying him, and Ricciardo bouncing back from McLaren after a miserable couple of last races, with Kimi Raikkonen in the second Ferrari P4. Then we have Esteban Ocon in the second Porsche P5 ahead of Lewis Hamilton in the first of the Mercedes. Mercedes really struggling around here and not really showing that much pace, with Bottas in P7, another 2 tenths behind his teammate ahead of Stoffel Van Dorn in the second McLaren there, who also, compared to Ricciardo, struggling quite a fair amount. Then finally we have Pierre Gasly in P9 in the first of the Red Bulls ahead of Max Verstappen, his teammate, just over a tenth ahead. So pretty close between the two Red Bulls, but Alonso really setting the pace and showing that he was a dominant force, fastest in qualifying, and also he was the fastest when it comes to race pace. So with that in mind, it's going to be a real challenge here today to try and beat Alonso. In terms of the second half of the table, Romain Grosjean P11 and just ahead of Mick Schumacher with the equal time, who pipped him on the line, extremely close there, and that was the man that obviously Mick was going to war with and got lost out on the line to. Romain Grosjean there, best of the rest, and then Mick Schumacher alongside Kevin Magnussen P13 with Nico Hülkenberg alongside him. Then we have Charles Leclerc, bit of a better qualifying compared to the last couple of races, but still 8 tenths off of his teammate in P15 ahead of Carlos Sainz, also having a bit of a poor qualifying there. Both of the Jaguars on the penultimate row, Perez beating Danny Kvyat, and both of the Williams cars after a miserable season running out the top 20 with Pascal Wehrlein beating Lance Stroll. But that is your grid of top 20 drivers for this final race of the season, and without further ado, it's time for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Right then, let's get ready for the 5 red lights for the final time in Season 2 in the desert. Lights out and away we go in Abu Dhabi, and it's a pretty damn good start. We get past Grosjean straight away here into turn 1. A little bit of a lock up as we look on the inside of Gasly. Potentially Gasly gets stuck on the curb. That allows us to go up the inside. Going to run a bit of a wide line to try and squeeze him out there, but we get the job done. P10 inside the points already, which is good news. So very good start from us. I can see Alonso's lost his leader, which is critical. That's a 7-point difference, which is massive in the grand scheme of things. Obviously, we need to outscore him with this race, which is going to be hard enough in itself. So let's see what happens here. But so far, P10 inside the points already. We're going to pick up the slipstream here on Max Verstappen, who's at the same time as slipstreaming Lewis Hamilton, and Hamilton also slipstreaming Stoffel Van Dorn. Here we go, we're gaining on Verstappen. Verstappen goes defensive a little bit, so we're going to knock on the door around the outside. Is there any grip around here? Yes, there is. Hamilton and Van Dorn all over the curbs, and Hamilton gets the move done on the McLaren driver. We're now picking up the toe on Verstappen again here, this time to the inside. Good old squeeze, and I lose out on momentum because of the slipstream Verstappen's got on Van Dorn, but Verstappen just launched one up the inside of Stoffel Van Dorn here. We're going to cut back underneath and try and see if we can use the pocket of space provided by Verstappen to get past Van Dorn, and we have done that beautifully. Van Dorn losing 3 places in about 3 corners. Very unfortunate for him, but you've got to be opportunistic. We're up into P9. Good start so far. I haven't really got much of an idea what the race pace is like. It's all a bit of an unknown. We're running the one-stop strategy compared to the two-stopper, so we're going on the supers straight into the softs. So we're using the 2 slower compounds this race, just like in the last one at Suzuka. So let's see if that helps us. This time, though, the difference is we're running the more aggressive compound first. So let's see if that does help us at all, and it gets us a bit closer to where we need to be. Okay, Alonso's retaken the lead in this race. He just got past the Ferrari. He's back to first place now, so this is far from ideal. The Porsche's pace has been very strong this weekend. Alonso's been very impressive, and that's been a bit of a concern. Okay, we've stuck with this train of cars, which is good news, so we're not losing any real time. DRS is now enabled, so we might be able to have a go at Verstappen here. Verstappen isn't that close to the Mercedes in front. We're much closer to Verstappen, so we are going to get that overspeed that we want. Verstappen goes defensive slightly, but we're going to commit to the move up the inside. We need to start making the overtakes here. Regardless of whether we have much of pace or not, we still need to get the moves done. We do get past Verstappen though. First time of asking this time around with DRS, and we're up into 8th place. So very nice convincing move. I can see Alonso on minimap already starting to walk away with it, so we need to really keep going here. Okay, we've got some pace here. Alonso just done a fast lap of the Grand Prix, a 1 minute 40.2. We've done a 40.9 including the overtake on Verstappen. So that's good news for us. We've got some race pace, which is not too bad considering Alonso's on the ultras and we are on the supers. That is good so far. I'm surprised. I'm very impressed. We've got some great race pace. But that Ferrari in front of the McLaren is going very slow and he's got a problem with his car. Our race pace is genuine. I mean, look at this. We're running really well here, comfortably keeping up with these guys. If they're all on 2 stoppers, we're going to easily mince them up on the 1 stop. So this is looking very good so far. It's all kicking off up ahead here. That Ferrari of Kimi Raikkonen, I'm going to guess, has been overtaken. Is it Raikkonen? No, it's Sebastian Vettel. So Vettel with car issues, he's been overtaken by Ricciardo and Ocon in one fell swoop on the back straight. Up next then, it's both of the silver arrows going to try and get past Sebastian. This is going to be our opportunity now to try and get past some of these turquoise silver cars as we almost go right into the back of Hamilton. We switch back underneath though and get the move done. Can we go around the outside? This is not a normal passing position, but we are going to get it done just about. A little bit of just caressing the wall there on the exit, but we get it done. Very surprising. Didn't expect to get that move done there, but we've got one of the Mercedes cars now to get the other one and also get that Ferrari. We're making good progress here. Up at the P7. Again, race pace. I cannot believe how well the car's performing at the moment. I'm very impressed. This is very encouraging so far. Vettel and Bottas side by side. Vettel just locked up into the brake zone. That's cost them both a lot of time. And now we're going to have DRS on the pair of them. They're both still going side by side. Bottas now just edges in front of the Ferrari man with DRS. And now we're going to be the next person to try and get past Sebastian Vettel here, who definitely seems to be struggling with some car problem because Raikkonen's very comfortable in P2 at the moment. So Vettel, let's try and get past him now. Right then, out the hairpin. Pretty good exit. We're going to have DRS on Sebastian. I don't think Seb's got DRS from Bottas. Okay, maybe he does. Just about, because he's miles back from him, so he must have just got it. We have got the overspeed though on the works Ferrari. Vettel just wiggles across right at the last second there, but we're still going to get the move done under braking up the inside of the chicane, or should I say the sort of hairpin. I don't know what that corner is because it does come back on itself, technically speaking. It's more than 90 degrees, but you get what I mean, into the left-hander basically. P6, another good overtake, good progress, and everyone is still, you can see visibly on the minimap, within striking distance. This is good news for us so far. So far, no one's coming in, and at this point, we are starting to lean towards the one-stopper for everybody here. If these ultra-soft runners don't come in this lap, then they're probably going to go for the one-stop, which is going to completely change the perspective and the game plan for this race, because I was hoping they'd 2-stop. That would put me in, basically I'd be in first position right now. But if they're 1-stopping, we are where we are, so we need to start making these moves really. I've got the pace. I'm faster than Ocon, and therefore I'm faster than Bottas because Bottas cannot get past that Porsche. Vettel also seems to resolve these issues because he's now keeping up with me quite easily now. So he seems to have found some pace and has also shaken off Hamilton from behind. But we're now within DRS with Bottas, so we can try and line something up here. Again, just like the last race, I've gone for the tactical 5.5 on the aero and 7 on the ballast. So I'm a little bit quicker in the straights, and it seems to be paying off. We've got some great straight line speed, but we are now right on the back of Bottas here. Those ultras surely must be starting to run out of grip and life, so not too long now before we can get a chance. I think this next lap might be our best opportunity, unless he comes in, which is what I'm sort of waiting for, to be honest with you, because you can see now through these corners I've just got so much more grip than him. From the lead group though, it looks like no one's coming in so far. Let's have a look. A little bit watch with it. Yeah, no one's coming in yet. So at this point, we have to look at it as these guys are going for the one-stop strategy. So with that being said, I've got some rich mix. We're going to have to start deploying it once we get close enough on the straight. And then we are already close enough to Bottas here, so we're going to have to use it this lap, I think. Right into the hairpin. Let's take a bit more of a wider entry. Bring the nose back in on the power. Now up to the rich mix. Let the revs max out pretty much and run up to the maximum they can. There we go. Now we're just starting to reel him in. Down a standard. Under braking, got plenty of tyres. A little bit of a lock up on the left front, but it's a very nice move. And we're past Valtteri Bottas. Up next is Esteban Ocon. He's probably a little bit too far for me to get him on this straight, considering the car he's driving. I'm going to run the rich mix anyway just to close up the gap. But hopefully we can get Ocon next lap. Okay, we've got cars in the pit lane. Alonso and Ricciardo come in. Raikkonen and Ocon stay out. So, let's have a look at things here. Tyre wear is not too bad at the moment. At this point, if I want to make anything happen this race, I have to consider potentially running the ultra soft for the final stint. But that would mean getting to at least lap 17. 16 maybe if we push it. So let me think about that one for a second, but I'm going to need a few laps to sort of digest that one. But that might be a possibility if we want to make anything else happen this race, because the AI will go into the softs. There's no ifs or buts about it. So the ultra might be the answer to us finding that edge of pace and trying to get ahead. Meanwhile, Ocon, you can see the acceleration there, absolutely incredible. We're not going to be close enough for the move here, so I'm just going to focus on getting close to him, as close as we possibly can. Through the second apex, there we go, fourth gear action, coming in clutch, getting me the traction that I wanted, and we're now right on the back of him. DRS wide open, rich mix, come on, let's gain. Ocon goes, he's moving around all over the place. We're going to have to go straight on. Ocon just completely weaved all over the place there. We get out of it, luckily no penalty, just a warning, so that's not too bad, but Ocon costing me there dearly, I may add. Right now, Ocon and Raikkonen come in. I'm presuming everyone else on Ultras is basically going to come in at this point. So, we've got some clean air. Let me see. If I can match my personal best this lap, I might stay out and try and run that Ultras off, because that's going to be my only chance. Raikkonen's already the next man. He's gone to the softs, as you can see, confirm. We need to just stay out, I think, to the Ultras. That's our only hope this race if we want to get anything else out of it. It's going to be a bit of a stretch to get to lap 16, but I'm going to try. We've just matched our personal best, pretty much. So I'm going to see what Alonso does this lap on the fresh softs. Does he go fastest? Does he do a fast lap of the race? That would be a good reference point for me to know. No, he doesn't. So Alonso doesn't do fastest lap, which means he's not even doing sub 1 minute 40s, which is quite surprising. So I'm going to stick it out. I've just got to try and drive very carefully and keep my tyres as good condition as possible. Another 3 more laps off this is going to be very long, very painful, but hopefully the reward at the end of it is worth it. Alonso isn't getting that much on me at the moment. Ricciardo's the fastest man in McLaren, so he can maybe cause some trouble. If he can catch up to Alonso and battle with him, that would be fantastic. But right now, we're doing okay. Pace is okay for now, that's what I'm going to say. Just got basically analyse every single lap, but right now this is very tense. You can see the tyre wear for yourselves. I'm chewing up the rear tyres basically, so let's try and control this. Right, looks like we've made it. Finally, we've got to our pit stop lap. The laps have been okay, around half a second on average off my personal best. Alonso 8.6 behind. He was about 11 seconds on lap 12, so he has gained about half a second a lap, give or take, which is not too bad considering the tyre difference. But I cannot wait now to get on those ultras, because I've definitely done okay for time loss. I'm going to gain all of that time back in about 2 laps on Ultras, maybe even more when it comes to the rich mix being used as well. So let's crack on with it. Okay, this has been a bit more of a poor lap, I can't lie. The pace has really dropped off this lap. I'm just basically nursing the car at this point. But I still think it's going to pay off. I think we'll benefit in the long run from the fresh tyres. So here we go into the pit lane. We've done it. I say lap 16 because I was going to go 11 laps like the AI did, but then I remembered that they've done a qualifying lap. So with that in mind, I can definitely do this. So hopefully it works out for us. Ultra soft compound tyres. Let's see where we rejoin. There's a lot of cars I can see they're going underneath the hotel section. Hopefully we can come out ahead of all of those guys. Otherwise we're going to lose a lot of time getting past traffic. I want to try and find a pocket of space if possible. There's Ocon, who we was battling with before. So we're going to rejoin behind Ocon. Up next, Sebastian Vettel as well. Valtteri Bottas. We're going to rejoin just behind, I think, or neck and neck with Valtteri here. It's going to be very close. And no, we're just ahead of Bottas, I think. Yes, we are. Right, fantastic. So back to racing. Let's try and get moves done nice and quickly here, nice and efficient. Cut through the field like a hot knife through butter and try and get past these guys. Right then, already in the back of Sebastian Vettel here. I'm so much quicker in all departments. Rich mix flowing. Let's make this move nice and easy, nice and quick. Get it over and done with to the outside line. A bit of contact, I just bump him slightly. Vettel holds the inside. I want to go clean around the outside though. The extra grip paying off. And we're up into P5. Up next, Fernando's teammate, Esteban Ocon. Let's get past him as well. Oh, Max Verstappen disqualified. Safety car is out. Christmas is here, boys. Right then, that's a game changer, that is. Okay, we finally got up to the safety car. There's a little bit of shenanigans going on. Alonso leads this race. Now, it's very simple in terms of the permutations. If it comes down to a race victory, whoever wins out, myself and Alonso win the championship because I believe the gap is 4 or 5 points. So there's 7 points difference from first to second place. So the task is simple for the remaining, I'd say, 8 racing laps we're going to have. We need to win the race. Simple as that. We need to overtake all 4 of these cars, including Fernando Alonso. So let's see what happens here. It's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. We've been blessed with a safety car. You know, it makes the challenge a lot easier. I still think we would have had the pace to try and get him because Alonso was getting caught up by Ricciardo and Raikkonen. So there might have been a bit of a battle there. And they weren't that far ahead on track. But this just makes it a lot easier for me. Tyre wear wise, not too bad. We used up our tyres a little bit trying to catch up to the safety car. Now we can actually cool them off and, you know, take it easy. But we should be okay now for tyres at the end of the race unless we battle really hard with these guys, which it's a potential risk, so we have to be careful and also still pick our battles wisely so we have, you know, maximum tyres available for the end of the Grand Prix with our battle against Alonso. So let's see what happens here, and let's just skip on to the part now for the restart. Okay, we're about to get underway here for the restart. We've been backed up for quite a while here. Safety car's still got ages here before it gets into the pit lane. We've got plenty of fuel saved up. I want to try and save that though for the latter stages of the Grand Prix when we're going to need it to try and attack Alonso. This ghosting is not what I'm about because Vettel's going to get through me here. This is not ideal. I need to unghost. Come on. The quicker we get this restart underway, the better. Because we're running at such a slow pace at the moment. I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be a hectic 8 laps. I'm looking forward to it. Here we go. We're up to speed again now. Prepare to resume racing. And there should be a green flag after we pass this corner.
The track is clear.
There we go. Alright, we're back underway here at Abu Dhabi. 8 laps to go. Can we do it here? We're going to have to get past Alonso's teammate first. The blockade, Esteban Ocon. Should be a fairly simple pass. The problem is that car, we know how quick it is in a straight line. I passed him once before. I'm going to have to do it again. Rich mix is definitely going to be required unless we can get him somewhere else. 30, yeah, really hurt me there. Going extremely wide. I am running quite close on the warnings. I think if I get one more corner cut or extend, I'm going to get a time penalty. So with that in mind, I've got to be careful. Into the hairpin though. No DRS available. So Rich mix is going to be, you know, what the doctor ordered for this one. Especially because we struggle to keep up with DRS anyway. So we're going to need the British mix to try and compensate. You can see we're not even gaining on Ocon here. He's that bloody fast in a straight line. So, oh, geez, I sort of don't know what to do there. For a second, I was going to go for it, but then I thought better of it. But then Ocon broke so much. Now he's really compromised my exit. I'm going to be so much further behind. I'm not even going to bother using British mix this time. I'm going to wait. Next lap, I'm going to get him, no matter what happens. Right then, here we go. Lap 22, personal best, even whilst being stuck behind Ocon. We are so quick through the corners. The amount of grip I have compared to the AI is ridiculous. So we are going to get the move done this lap. Hopefully this time a little bit less dirty areas. We're not as close to Raikkonen as last time. There we go, beautiful. Right, lay on the brakes. Get the apexes sorted out. Straighten up the car. We're going to go a little bit deeper into the hairpin. Bring the nose back in, second part of the corner. On the power early, we've got that extra traction. Rich mix already enabled here. No DRS, but we are a lot closer than last lap this time around. We're still not gaining in the straight line. Now we're just starting to reel him in. Last minute. Hot on the brakes, it's very hot. I'm going to have to be careful here. Ocon looking for the outside move, but we just block him off. Rich mix flowing. Now we're going to be on the back foot yet again here. Ocon's going to try and come at me. I thought I covered off the inside enough, but Ocon's committed to the inside line, side by side. Right on the outside again here, just like we did with Sebastian Vettel. There it is, fantastic. Right, we've got it done. We're P4. Up next, Kimi Raikkonen. Alonso fastest lap, 39s from Fernando Alonso, so he's picking up the pace. The second half past Ocon. Coincidence, he's popped in a 1 minute 39.7, so we need to respond. I'm going to still stay away from the rich mix. Until these tyres start to lose that edge of grip, I'm not going to use it. I want to make sure I time this perfectly and, you know, maximise my pace across the whole stint, not just at the start. Okay, we're within Kimi Raikkonen's DRS. I use some rich on the straights because that is where we want to maximise performance. And I'll back down the standard, but we're now closing up to the Iceman here. Another fast lap from Alonso. So we respond 1/10 faster than Alonso on that last lap. And we were stuck behind Kimi in that final sector. This is going to get interesting. Alonso is starting to pull away a little bit now from Daniel Ricciardo in P2. But we are now very close to Kimi, and the move's going to get done this lap. He's not Ocon when it comes to the straight line speed, so he's going to be a lot easier to pick off on the back straight. So let's set the car up. Wait for the DRS, which is also now enabled. And this should be a fairly simple move. Fourth gear early on. Rich mix flowing, getting the traction down. Zero wheel spin. Absolutely perfect. And here we go. We're already gaining on the Ferrari. Now we turn on the DRS. And look at the speed. We're going to commit to the outside to keep on the racing line. And there we go. It's a very easy move on Raikkonen. Okay, we're going to have Ricciardo's DRS on the back straight. I've got rich mix flowing. I'm not sure we're going to be close enough for a go. We are gaining a lot. Can I go for it? Oh, not quite. I really wanted to go for that late dive, but it wasn't going to happen there. We're right on the back of Ricciardo though. We're making good progress. We've still got laps left to do the work to catch Alonso. He's not getting away too much, so that's good news. I should be able to pass Ricciardo next lap round. I've got to say, Ricciardo's had a pretty damn good first sector. I've struggled to keep up. Dirty air has really hurt me, but we're still within range, and this time I think we're going to be close enough. This straight is a bit longer than the back one, or the second one should I say. And here we go, DRS flowing. Can we catch him? We're gaining, and still gaining. On the brakes, up the inside. There we go, it's a lovely move. P2 for us. And the way we passed him as well, he's not going to re-overtake us anytime soon, as I've really put him on the back foot. So we're in second place, and we've got 2.5 laps to go. Alonso's right in front of us. Now we're going to keep it in the rich mix, and we're going to push on. Fast lap of the Grand Prix, 39.4. Running rich over the entire lap, but keeping it standard in sector 3 where most of the corners are. 2 laps to go. Still pushing here. Purple second sector. You can see the tyre wear for yourselves. The rear tyres are really getting chewed up here. It's going to be close. Very close indeed. Here we go then, last lap of the Grand Prix. Not our fastest lap. That mistake costing me ultimately, but I'm going to keep it in rich now for quite a while. I'm going to have DRS on the first back straight, but I'll get a chance on the second one maybe. I'm too far back for an attack here, and we haven't even got DRS. I think we've run out of time, we've run out of laps, and we've run out of tyres here. I'm going to not give up on this just yet. Right then, final couple of corners. I've tried so hard, but Alonso's just going to get it. One more lap and I might have had a chance, but we're just running out of tyres. Alonso wins the championship. He wins the last race. We push him to the limit. Ultimately P2, we just fall short. What a race, what a season. Right, so looking at the final race results, Fernando Alonso wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix and wins the World Drivers' Championship, his third championship, and on the day I'm recording this, the day he announced his retirement from Formula 1, so in a way, very fitting indeed. Mick Schumacher P2, after starting from P12 on the grid, ultimately just falling short, trying his absolute hardest on those tyres, but just couldn't make it work. Daniel Ricciardo getting another podium there, fair play to him. Kimi Räikkönen, Esteban Ocon, Sebastian Vettel in 4th, 5th and 6th respectively, ahead of Valtteri Bottas, and then Pierre Gasly in 8th, ahead of Stoffel Vandoorne and Lewis Hamilton running at the top 10 there. In terms of the driver standings for the final time this season, Alonso clinches his third championship by a 12 points margin over Mick Schumacher, aka myself. Lewis Hamilton P3 ahead of Pierre Gasly. Then we have Sebastian Vettel on P5, who at times looked like he was going to challenge, but ultimately reliability really let him down and overall car inconsistency. Then Valtteri Bottas P6 ahead of Max Verstappen, with Kimi Räikkönen ultimately finishing P8 and overtaking Ocon for that position in the last race by 1 point, as Ocon only manages P9 compared to his teammate, who scored 150 odd points more than him. And with Daniel Ricciardo running out the top 10 in the Drivers' Championship, Vandoorne P11, and then we have Hülkenberg P12 and Charles Leclerc, my teammate, P13. In terms of the Constructors' Championship though, Porsche win the Constructors, so it's a clean swoop for those guys ahead of Mercedes and Sauber. We actually win 3rd place, we beat Red Bull by 1 point on the last race, and ultimately Ferrari only in P5, disappointing for them, but it's still a very enjoyable season, and ultimately Jaguar, the one team not to score any points. A disappointing return season for them to the sport. But overall, guys, hopefully you have enjoyed this series, and you know it's a good little fun series to make, especially towards the end of the F1 cycle when I get bored of the normal game, and the mods do help make it entertaining. I do have my my issues with this series and things that I dislike and do like, but there's not many things I can change. Like for example, how much quicker I am compared to Charles Leclerc. But those are all just things that disappoint me personally as a content creator. But if you guys have enjoyed the series, then please, I would greatly appreciate a big fat thumbs up on the video, guys. Also, if you're new around here, please do get subscribed for daily Formula 1 and MotoGP content, especially Formula 1 content, which is coming very, 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 very soon. Also, do check out these 2 videos on screen if you have missed them, and finally turn on notifications so don't miss a single video from me. And other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on my next one very, very soon. Goodbye.